Hello, son. What did you want to show me? Sorry, father. I feel like I'm being voiced by a Korean woman from America today. No problem, son. I feel the same way. Anyway, what did you want to show me? I learned about this type of music called drill. I want to bring it to South Africa. That's great, son. Let's hear it.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Why are you gay?
Wakanda Foreva! Come on, sir! Pull up, kill up, man! Get him a tower, come on, rumo! I say, child, where were you when I'm sick? Where were you when I'm dead? Attention!
So, father, what do you think? We are getting out of the hut with this one, son. Hello, internet. Sorry, I am just in a musical mood lately, so I just had to make a beat because I heard it in my head. But anyway, so as you can see, we are back on r/politics because there were just too many posts that I missed. Like, I really need to catch up, so that is what we're gonna do today. And as you can see, I am scrolling down and showing you guys all of the headlines, and I know we're not gonna cover all of them, but I just had to show you guys. I know it's gonna be scrolling for a little bit, but you know, when there's this much good content, like, I can't not do it, right? And I know it's what you all want to see anyway at the end of the day. So, without further ado, let's get right to the posts. Alright guys, so I know I've covered this post before, but I just wanted to check out more of the comments because this is one of just the most detestable things I've seen on Reddit recently. Like the fact that they're framing it as this guy is the good guy. Alright, so I typed in South Africa right here just so I can show you what they're actually covering about this story. And of course, they're covering something that Trump probably said that was wrong. Like, I think this one was he showed an article that actually had nothing to do with the farmers. But it doesn't really matter. We know it's happening. You know, obviously Trump makes mistakes a lot of the time because he's so kind of chaotic with things. But the fact still stands, and they are not covering anything. Like, this is literally denial at this point. The pro-Gaza side is completely denying that there's any, you know, type of mass killings happening in South Africa with any type of group, you know. But I just want to put that out there so you can see how disingenuous Redditors are. But anyway, let's check out a few more of the comments on this one. You know how Trump broke all these norms and decided he could just decide to skip all the primary debates, don't do correspondence dinners, and so on? You mean like how Kamala didn't decide to go on Joe Rogan, the biggest podcast of all time, for, you know, they made up some bullshit excuses or whatever? Oh, I remember that. From now on, foreign governments need to just fucking stop doing public appearances with Trump. Just like we keep yelling at the press to stop treating Trump and his admin as if they are making any kind of good faith communication. Well, that goes double for world leaders. Yes, when you go silent about covering up a mass murder, we shouldn't have anybody speak about it or call it out publicly. That is a complete no-no. So done with this disrespectful shit. Yeah, Trump is the disrespectful one, not the one letting his people die. But anyway, no more leaders in TV with Trump. No more ambushes, and they still call it ambushes, even though I think this is one of the most deserved ambushes of all time. Like, if this keeps happening and we keep calling out like bad shit that's going on in the world, why not? And press sprays where they have to sit there and pretend like Trump is some kind of honest broker, as if the whole goal is not to find viral moments for his domestic MAGA propaganda. And yeah, I think that's one fair criticism. Trump definitely does have some mafia tactics when doing this shit. But I mean, the world ain't fair, you know? You're definitely not going to win by being weak. It's all he cares about, so stop giving it to him. Or you can, you know, stop letting parts of your population die for no reason. That's, especially farmers, yeah, that may be a good idea. This meeting is absolutely horrendous. Trump is insane. I know, it sucks when Trump calls out clear and blatant racism. That always gets your gears grinding. The whole people are dying and you're going on about some plain faux outrage from Trump is just jaw-dropping. This is the lowest. Even for Trump, the prez was ambushed. Oh my god, dude. I mean, Trump has been bashing South Africa for weeks over the white refugees. What else was this other than a step up to publicly shame the South African president publicly? This was definitely a racist White House administration setup. It's shameful. Okay, I can't read any more of these. I'm sorry. This is just so infuriating, dude. You should never, ever, ever get your news from Reddit. I don't care, you know, if whatever source they're using is unbiased. If you read the comments, you're just gonna have your brain melt. It's gonna be butter in the microwave by the time you're done. And sorry, there's just one more. I know this one didn't get as much, but Trump says some white South Africans are oppressed, could be resettled in the US. They say no thanks 4 months ago. And the top comment is the fact that Trump is effectively saying the US is closed to asylum seekers unless they are white shows that he is truly a white supremacist. It's not like these people have a very specialized skill, i.e. farming, speak our language, share a lot of our culture, and actually, you know, would be a benefit to our society. And not only that, there's only 59 of them that came in as far as I'm aware, probably not too many more. But yes, let's make the focus on the fact that they are white and not the fact that they are literally being, you know, completely terrorized by their government's inactions. And guess what? This may sound shitty, but some immigrants actually pose a lot more benefit to the country than others, especially when they're much more aligned with the goals that you have as a country in the future. Why should we bring in someone who will literally just be a tax burden basically most of their life versus someone who actually has a very, very needed skill? Welcome to the real world, Reddit. But sorry, we're gonna move on. It's just one of the most egregious Reddit crashouts I've seen, so I just had to, you know, draw more attention to it. But anyway, Trump trashes the US as a stupid country of suckers in the Birthright Citizenship rant. And I'm gonna say this, he is 100% based and 100% correct about this. And I think I said it in the last video too. Why should you, who crossed the border illegally, all of a sudden give birth in a Walmart parking lot and then have your kids be citizens? This is one of the stupidest immigration policies I've ever seen, because it's really supposed to apply to people who actually got their citizenship, came here legally, and then give birth. And if we want to look at the historical reasons, it's for the emancipation of the slaves, to give them rights, and like I said, probably just to tax them, let's be completely honest. But yeah, there's just no logical reason why it is the way it is right now. But anyway, the president also offered the Supreme Court a very questionable history lesson about the 14th Amendment. Birthright citizenship was not meant for people taking vacations to become permanent citizens of the United States of America and bringing their families with them, all the time laughing at the suckers that we are. The drug cartels love it. We are, for the sake of being politically correct, a stupid country. And this is, of course, I think the Daily Beast. Yeah, this, oh my god, dude, this publication is really one of the bottom of the barrel ones, and Reddit just loves them. But anyway, the issue hasn't got anything to do with political correctness, though, and everything to do with the Constitution. The 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause states, all persons born ... in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. Let's see what that ... is. Okay, so it says or naturalized. That's what I thought it said. But honestly, I don't give a fuck how the Supreme Court interpreted this. I understand the historical precedent for it, like Native Americans and, like I said, slaves. But that history is long in the past, and it's time to, you know, revitalize the laws so that they make a lot more sense with how the country currently operates. And really, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the actual historical reason for it truly was. If we just use our logic and common sense, we can come to the conclusion that a policy like this is just completely ripe for abuse in so many ways. So I'd much rather argue about it on the basis of principle rather than just historical context. As someone from the US, I can say for sure we are a stupid country of suckers. I mean, we did elect Donald Trump as president twice. Sounds like a bunch of morons to me. Wow, take the karma 9,000. I'm not going to address the argument at all. I'm just going to say orange man bad. The choice was between a 34-time convicted felon. Wow, you really know how the law works. Who bankrupted 6 of his own businesses. Wow, you really know how business works too. Versus a woman whose resume includes work as a prosecutor, district attorney, attorney general, senator, and an economics degree. Idiocracy was a documentary. Yes, but she also didn't know what a woman was, but I bet you didn't add that. America picked the adjudicated rapist, which by the way is still not true. I read all of the reports. It was literally just sexual assault, not even criminally. So the evidence was like, I think it was like 40 years, something close to 40 years. So there was no way they were going to gather enough evidence. This is all just hearsay. which is really unfortunate. I know that these cases are really, really muddy, and even if Donald Trump did something horribly wrong, I wish he came out about it 40 years later. Sorry, I meant 40 years earlier and not 40 years later. I think New York literally passed a law to make exceptions for the statute of limitation. I forgot what something big happened, but anyway, it's all just kind of bullshit. But anyway, massive cost of Trump's birthday military parade revealed. 30,000, and I did cover something, this came up somehow, but you guys revealed to me that it was actually the Army's birthday, I believe, and it just happens to be on the day of Trump's birthday. So the parade is technically for the Army. It has nothing to do with his own birthday. But of course it's Reddit, so we have to obfuscate literally everything. I doubt it's even going to be mentioned in the comments, but let's check them out. All paid by the taxpayers, so much for showing fiscal restraint. You know, we already paid them, right? They already signed a contract to get paid, and what the military has to do is decide how to use them. I would much rather us be paying for parades than fucking wars. How about that? If Republicans wanted fiscal restraint, then they wouldn't have voted Republican. Oh, what would they have voted Democrat for fiscal restraint? I know both sides are pretty trash at it, especially including this big beautiful bill or whatever, which by the way does have a lot of W's in it, but it does have a decent amount of spending, and I think even Elon was upset about it. But you can't tell me the party of big government isn't gonna be, spending more money. 25 to 45 million for my birthday, but you get no more than 2 dolls or 5 pencils. I don't know what this is referring to, but again, they're not even gonna mention that it's the Army's birthday. The USA is being run by a kleptocratic family with the president at its head. Having a military parade in his honor is totally on brand for such regimes. Oh my god, dude. Am I not gonna see a literal mention of the Army anywhere in here? Oh my god, here, let me move it for you guys. I actually don't see a single... It has to be the Army, right? Let me look that up. Okay, yeah, literally, June 14th and June 14th. I fucking hate these people. Not one goddamn mention of the Army, and there are so many comments and words here. And I keep scrolling and I still don't see any mention of the Army whatsoever. That's what that noise means. How is not one person calling this out? Let's go to controversial real quick. Went to look this up myself. Trump's birthday just happens to be on the same day as the US Army's 250th anniversary. That's it. It's not a Trump birthday parade. It's a US Army parade. Yeah, but there was no parade for the 200th, 150th, or 100th anniversary for the Army. The current president have been enamored with military parades. Got it. Sorry, I can't speak. Since the July 14th, 2017 Bastille Day celebration in France. And by the way, even if there isn't historical precedent for this necessarily, I don't see why it's a bad idea to start now. Like, holy shit, for all the money we could be spending on our military, people crash out about a parade and not any other conflict. Let's send billions of dollars to Ukraine, but the second we talk about actually celebrating our own, military, nah. Is it getting cheaper and cheaper? Originally, I heard it was 100 million. Then last week it was 45 to 55 million. Now it's 25 to 45 million. Oh my god. And this guy, he says he thinks it's an increase? What? And I even asked ChatGPT, and they completely disagree with Reddit. I'm gonna leave this here. I'm not gonna read it, but you can check it out for yourself. But anyway, Trump world is slamming the door on Elon Musk. People hate him. And how many times since Donald Trump has gone into the office have we heard that they're gonna have like some big breakup event? I feel like I've been hearing this for months and months, and yet, things are still going how they were. And I even looked it up, and it says Elon Musk disappointed by Trump's spending bill. Elon Musk disappointed by the cost of Trump's tax bill, says it undermines Doge. Elon Musk dumps on Trump's big beautiful bill. Elon Musk says he's disappointed by Trump's big beautiful bill. Elon Musk responds to Trump's voters' fury over lack of Doge votes. Like, can you guys just see the concerted effort to try to, get some conflict between them? It's so fucking cringe. They never do this shit when Democrats disagree. America and the media needs to concentrate on the damage he did, the data he stole, the regulations he evaded, contracts he was rewarded, and not whether MAGA likes him. Yes, in Reddit world, everything is black and white, and therefore Elon is absolutely doing just everything evil. I have not seen a single nuanced discussion about Doge on r/politics. Nobody talks about what got removed. They only, pinpoint and focus on the large mainstream media apparatus narrative that is constantly pushed on Reddit, like the Daily Beast again. instead of actually any of the substance behind it. Like, he has an entire website where he shows all the stuff that Doge has done, but I haven't seen a single thing about that at all. I hate him and I hate Trump world. What has Trump done to you? This guy is not even from America. He is posting on UK personal finance and United Kingdom constantly. This isn't even your country. What are you doing, dude? Musk won. He got every single item he wanted. Personal data of hundreds of millions of Americans. A clear path to exfiltrate data to Russia. Total access to America's finances. Then stepped away when he was finished up. Republicans aren't distancing from him because they dislike him. They are distancing from him because they wanted to be reelected. So they're just saying whatever the hell they need to in order to make it happen. Yes, of course, not only is Trump working for Putin, Elon is also working for Putin and is currently giving every single bit of our data to Putin as we speak. Do we have any evidence for this, or are we just saying it? I think we're just saying it. New bill would make all pornography a federal crime in the US. 24,000 upvotes. Oh no, what are the Redditors gonna do? Now, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think there should be a federal, crime against pornography. But I definitely think it's one of the greatest evils of all time that has not made any of our lives better. And in fact, I think it's one of the most exploitative industries ever created, and we do nothing about it. Solely probably just because it makes a lot of money. I definitely think we need to investigate every single industry and probably highly regulate it, because it is just pure fucking evil, man. I'm not personally religious or anything, but I don't need to be. I have two eyes and I can see everything, all the harm it's done. I could just go on and on, but it's absolutely awful. Porn sites did have banner ads saying Republicans wanted to ban porn. Weird. I wonder why they thought that. Honestly, they're just trying to save you from yourself, man. What are you gonna do without your disabled lolly hentai, I wonder? Half of these people probably deserve to be in prison, I'm not gonna lie. People have been told for decades how bad Republicans are. At this point, I'm convinced most Americans just want to live in The Handmaid's Tale. Oh no, guys, we can't become porn-brained anymore. I guess it's gonna be The Handmaid's Tale. What am I gonna do if I can't jack off 10 times a day? I guess I'm gonna enslave women now. Of course, he's got the fucking fedora too. They think as long as they're white and male, that they'll be safe from everything. Yes, let's make it a race issue as well. The party of individual freedom and small government in action again. Yes, let's not talk about all the children it harms who can't consent to it, by the way. I can't imagine if we added any nuance in the conversation, I might get downvoted. Banning alcohol works so well, they want to try it with genitals. Again, I didn't look at what, bill was proposed or anything, but I am completely on board for making it very difficult for children to access. Maybe it's not very libertarian of me, and the more libertarian answer is let the parents, do better parenting or whatever. But honestly, I think porn is one of those evils that's absolutely destroying society, and unfortunately, more radical measures are probably going to have to be taken in order to, reduce how destructive it's been on society. It's definitely a hard issue, but these people completely, they don't really care about the harm. Historian of fascism claims Trump is speeding towards dictatorship faster than Putin. Professor says the United States' slide into authoritarianism is unprecedented in modern times. Again, the daily fucking beast. How many times are we gonna see this publication on this video? Dude, I am so sick of them comparing the US to Russia or Trump to Putin. I still can't believe people take this seriously after how many times they've cried wolf about it. He's tanking the economy. I mean, I haven't felt too many changes on a personal level for the economy, at least not in my area. Threatening allies and ignoring court orders. Yes, they're only an ally if we give them money. And also, no, we are not keeping illegal immigrants. Stop this. Seem like the day of reckoning is coming soon, maybe even within a few months from now. Oh yes, I'm sure. We've been saying this for I don't know how many fucking years. What is it now? 8? When you start talking about invading Canada and Greenland, yes, I think we can say we now have an American Hitler. Yeah, I'm sure that we're gonna be invading Greenland and Canada. I'll believe it when I see it. Trump lawyers tell Supreme Court the Constitution doesn't apply to the president. And yes, my favorite Supreme Court justice that doesn't know what a woman is. But let's see what the actual article says real quick. Oh, okay, this is just the Birthright Citizenship shit. Okay, I already talked about this. But this one technically has more likes, so we'll look at some comments. Sounds like grounds for immediate disbarment of those lawyers. Or, I don't know, we could just change the fucking law? If something is so retarded, why can't we just get rid of it? The Constitution was made specifically to control power-hungry presidents like him. It is meant to stop people like Trump as its sole purpose. You know what's funny? Then why don't you critique any other country for not having this as a rule? I haven't seen anywhere these people complain that Japan doesn't allow that when I wanted, okay, not me specifically, but if I was a woman and I were to give birth in Japan randomly, why is my kid not Japanese? They would laugh at me and call me a retard and then kick me back to the United States. But I doubt anybody here would actually give a shit. And again, I don't see any arguments based on principle, only based on, I guess, appeal to history. So the very thing that the president is sworn to uphold, he is not subject to himself, that is one fucked up line of thinking. This guy only read the fucking title and got 8,000 upvotes. I guarantee. Oh, and I found this one interesting, so it's gonna be the last one we'll do. Trump struck secret deal with El Chapo's terrorist cartel. The family members of infamous drug lord El Chapo were given access to the US, catching the Mexican president off guard. 23,000 upvotes. So MS-13 bad, especially when one isn't a member, but being an actual member of Sinaloa is okay, which is, by the way, I think designated terrorist organization, cartel, or whatever, however they describe it in the US. But here's the thing, again, it's the fucking Daily Beast. If you actually read it, they talk about the 17 family members of, I think, the brother are just allowed into the US to essentially make a deal, because if you don't know, Mexico has a lot of, essentially active gangs that run the country, both politically and they just strong arm it, essentially. And these people control a lot of the fent that comes into the country, or at least probably a decent amount. And he's most likely making a deal that says, hey, do not do this, and if you do this, we're gonna, retaliate in some big way. But no, they're not granted like citizenship or permanent residence or anything, or even asylum. That's not what's happening here at all. They're just basically making a deal. Which, yes, by the way, is probably super sketchy and definitely some mafia shit. But if a shit ton less fent comes into the country because of it, I am completely okay with that. Why do we have to set some bullshit arbitrary rules when we could actually just get shit done and have less people die since it takes so many lives per year? I personally don't care if it's sketchy, to be honest. Maybe you'll call me crazy though. Secret deal equal payoff. I mean, yeah, a payoff to the American citizens for not fucking dying off fentanyl. How much Narcan is used every day in the United States? I would love to know. Making deals with a terrorist cartel one day, shaking the hands with former head of Al-Qaeda the literal next. What the fuck is the problem with this? Okay, let's just constantly go to war. Hey, you know what? That's completely fine. Let's enlist all the Redditors that have a problem with it so that they can fight these wars for us and they'll actually do something with their miserable fucking lives. And when these guys create Taliban Part 3, we'll just send more Redditors at them. Why not? I'm starting to like this strategy. Terrorist cartel members, no problem as long as you pay Trump money. Hey, as long as they're not fucking around with our country, I don't give a fuck. Call me based. Maybe we'll have a debate one day. I'll host a debate on the channel, actually, probably for next live stream. Why not? But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my based gods, all of my base legends, all of my base certified members. Oh, and sorry, all of my base. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you to all of my base gods, all of my base legends, all of my super based members, and all of my base certified members. We have gotten 7,000 subscribers alone just this month, which is absolutely insane, and it wouldn't be without your support. So I am forever grateful to you guys, and I hope to just keep making this amazing content so you guys feel like it's worth coming back to the channel every time. But anyway, it is currently 6 a.m. I still got a lot of editing to do, so I will see you soon. Peace.